Always helps when you start recording the show as you're running the open. B-Dog Brandon Harper, I'm Rob Jenners. That's 7-time NBA champion Robert Horry. Episode 152 of the Big Shot Bob podcast. And it is an early morning for us here on a Tuesday. Where are you going today? You got a doctor or some shit going on? What are you got going on? You going to the doctor's office?
Dr. Ray Matthews, heart doctor.
Heart doctor. What's going on with the heart doctor? You just getting like routine or?
Ever since I had that virus attack my heart back in 99, I have to get routine checks because it's scarred part of my heart. And we talked about this before. And so it's just maintenance, man. Maintenance, because
like taking your car to the shop.
Yeah. We've been losing some good brothers around here, so I want to make sure I can annoy people a little bit longer.
I love it. No, look, if we lose you, the show's over. So I mean, let's keep this thing moving as much as we can, for God's sakes. And also, congratulations are due to you and your family. I found out a bit about this, like I find out about everything all of my NBA friends, quotation fingers, don't inform me about in life. I found it on Twitter, because of course that's how I found out on Twitter that Christian's committed to UCLA. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, congrats.
You know how I found out about it?
Don't say Twitter.
No. Christian comes in the room. He's like, I got to tell you something. I went out and got a tattoo. I'm like, what? No, you didn't. You ain't been nowhere. And he raises up shirt and he says, UCLA. He had wrote UCLA on his chest. It was funny, man.
Oh.
Let me just say this. Christian is a funny kid, man. I wish I would, because, I want to embarrass him, but I wish I could show you all the videos of what he does for our birthdays. Like, he'll wait till like 12:01. Then he'll come in with a jukebox, a boombox on his shoulder, and he starts dancing, like happy, doing all the crazy stuff. He's a hilarious kid, man. So I love him.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize that because last we talked about it here and there on the show, but like that he was going through the recruitment process and stuff.
Yeah. And
you bullied the shit out of Damon Stoudemire to try to get him to Tech. So I didn't know he was close anywhere. That's why when I saw it, I was like, "Holy shit! Wow!"
We didn't. Well, it came down to like 4 schools that he was interested in. USC, of course, because his mother.
Sure.
UCLA, San Francisco, Cal, and Oregon, because his sister went there. I'm like, dude, your sister went to Oregon, your mom went to USC, no Alabama? And I'm like, nah, no Alabama.
No. You don't want to go to Alabama.
Forget Alabama.
It did not sound like you were headed anywhere in the South, let alone Atlanta.
Hey, trust me, if Georgia Tech would have came knocking, we'd be going to Georgia Tech, because that way I can come hang out with you guys. I'd be in the ATL, baby.
Yeah.
So UCLA, did they give him what he wanted? I guess he got a nice opportunity there.
He got a nice opportunity, and I think getting to know Cronin, he is the type of coach that Christian is going to be used to. A lot of people don't like Cronin because they say he's really hard on the players. I'm like, what coach ain't? You have to be hard on the players. You have to have them disciplined so they'll do the right things. I think for me, and the way Christian likes to be coached and to get the best performance out of him, I'd be a coach that's very disciplined. Because I had that when Cameron went to Texas A&M with his first coach. He wasn't very disciplined with those players, and then because from back in the day, and it didn't work out very well for him. So I'm happy for this situation.
Good, man. Was there any thought about USC outside of Candace's connections, the idea of maybe playing with Bronny?
On my end, I wanted Christian to do whatever he wanted. I didn't really care.
Right.
I prefer him to go where he wanted to. I just
feel like USC is going to have a much bigger spotlight for the next couple of years just because he's there.
Well, I think when you look at history, there's no better history than UCLA basketball. And so I just look at it that way. I don't think that the spotlight has.
I don't think he came up short in the deal, man.
Yeah,
he's going to a great school. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, man, I just look at USC as being a football school, and I didn't want him to do the same thing I did, because I don't think they ever appreciated, basketball the way they should at football schools, and so I just think this is just a great opportunity for him.
Good, man. That's cool.
And that's not where I'm wearing these colors today. It's just happened to be what I put on.
There you go. Of course. How much All-Star game did anybody watch? Zero?
I watched a good bit of it.
Yeah, I watched a nice chunk of the second and third quarters.
I turned it on and I saw what they was doing and I turned it off.
Why'd you turn it off?
Because it's not an all-star game, man. It's just some bullshit. Guys are just shooting threes from half court and all this kind of stuff. It's like, I'd rather watch the celebrity game. That's more fun, because they're out there having fun and they supposed to have fun. And everybody said, well, it's all-stars, it's a time for guys to, have fun and get together. Yeah, that's for the vets sitting in the stands and all the, the media and all the stuff they have before that. But it's not competitive. And everybody's
it's
like,
not fun to watch.
Mm-mm.
Like, it's just not fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really helping basketball.
No, I think it's making it worse.
I really feel like it hurts the NBA more than it helps it.
They should do like football, put it at the end of the season. And if y'all want to go out there and shoot threes, have fun, so be it. But during the middle of the season, everybody's worried about getting hurt. I'm like, dude, hell, y'all asses don't play hard enough to get hurt in the regular season. So why the hell does it matter? You know what I mean? But it's like, I want to know, it's like I don't think I've ever heard of a player getting hurt in the All-Star game. I heard of back in the day when they used to do the old timers game, guys got hurt, but not in the All-Star game.
I can't remember any. I can't remember any.
It's bad for basketball, and I think that comes from like guys. They're just not as competitive as the guys are because they're all friends now. It's just weird. I think about the last competitive game was when I think Dwayne Wade punched Kobe in the nose or broke Kobe's nose. I think that's the last competitive one. Yeah. And that was in LA like in 2011 or something like that.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I think it's it's not a good product. There's a lack of competitiveness. I'm not saying that this is an excuse and I'm not shooting the NBA any bail whatsoever, but I think a lot of the guys, like you said, a lot of them don't play hard during the regular season. But a lot of them see this as a time of vacation through all the other obligations that they have to take care of during All-Star weekend. When it comes to, the brunches, when it comes to the sponsor stuff, when it comes to engagements they have to be at, autograph signings and things of that nature. A lot of them feel as though by the time they get to the game, like, bro, we did all this work. By the time we get to the game, we don't want to compete.
They get paid for this, though.
No, you're right. You're right.
Excuse me.
I don't know if there's any way that, like I said, that's on one side. But on the other end, I want to see a more competitive game. But I'm going to put it to you like this. I don't think there's anything that can be incentivized for you to get these guys to play because money is the thing that gets people going. But you're going to have to continue to raise that.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And raise that. And there's not going to be a cap on it. And so my thing is, well, how much is enough or how much is too much? Right. So I think you might want to possibly get rid of it and find something else like they did with the Pro Bowl. Get rid of the I knew they do the flag football.
Right, but it's more like a skills challenge and, you know what I mean? It's more like what the NBA does on Friday and Saturday now in the Pro Bowl. Like there is no, like, we're going to go out there and try and hit each other in the mouth kind of game.
Yeah.
Now, here's something that they could do, and I don't know if they're going to do it. And I know it's kind of been talked about over a little bit. I think players' egos and prides may get in the way of this actually happening. But 2-on-2, 3-on-3 type of thing.
They ain't going to do that either.
Not in a million
I know.
But I would love, give me your two best players from every team and just go, man. Knockout round.
The thing is, like, those guys are gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna go out there because I don't want to lose, and now I'm gonna have this black eye on my legacy, So nobody's gonna do that either. You gonna have to get like, you're gonna take the two upcoming stars because they're trying to make a name for themselves, but there's nothing they can do because it's this generation. You think about this. This is the low management generation. They don't give a shit about anything but this second half of the season. This is when you're going to see the best basketball right now because after All-Star, everybody's trying to jockey for position for the playoffs because they see an ultimate goal now to get to the playoffs. It's so weird because now you're going to see people jockeying for the position. Now you're going to see people, falling off to try to get position for the draft. it's basketball is just at a point now where guys, the players, it's the players. They don't give a shit. All they care about is their Instagram, how much money they can make, and all about that. I won't say the Instagram. I just say
their social media,
their
footprint, like their footprint on the league. How much reach do I have?
Yeah,
and I get it, man. Like for me, I'm with both of you on the sense of I don't really think you can fix it. I think the idea now is to toss it,
scrap it,
just toss it. I mean, Adam can't look at what happened Sunday night and the way the media has just destroyed the All-Star game because it seems like everybody and their little sister has crawled out of the woodwork to shit on the NBA All-Star game this week.
I know it, right?
But I'll tell you what, the one that summed it up the best for me was Scott Van Pelt. After the game, he tweeted this out. It's really simple. If you don't care, neither do we.
Exactly.
And he is 1,000% correct on that. Because if you don't give a shit, how can you expect the fans to engage in this and watch it and support it? And like Bill Simmons even had a good point. He's like, we talk about all these all-star snubs and who got snubbed from the team and then who's starting and who isn't and all this other stuff. And then the game sucks. No one plays. It doesn't matter. Everybody gets in. Nobody even gives a shit. Like, why do we care about who gets on and who doesn't? No one's going to do anything. So
I think a lot of why a lot of the guys care about who's snubbed and who's not, well, at least probably from their personal standpoint, is because some of these guys have clauses in their contracts when it comes to making all-star teams that they get bonuses. So it's not even about the game. It's about being named an all-star so that I can access their bonus.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
at the end of the day, it boils down to, the mighty dollar. A lot of these guys, they like, you think about it now, the guys, I want to get in the league. Most guys says, I want to get in the league and win a championship. Most of these guys now, they just want to get in the league because they just want to get paid. It's not as what they want to be. It's competitive and, make their mark, make their splash in the NBA by winning championships. It's just about getting paid.
It's another event they need to scrap too.
What's that?
You know what I'm talking about. Get rid of the dunk contest.
The dunk contest? Well, I mean, if no one's going to get into it, I mean, like, Jaylen Brown was really the only.
Who in the hell let Jaylen Brown in there?
Yeah, for real, man.
He is an in-game dunker. He is not a dunk contest dunker.
You know what Jaylen Brown reminded me of? It reminded me of that time when Michael Finley was in the dunk contest. Michael Finley is a great dunker, in-gamer, but dude, you do everything off instinct. And when Michael Finley tried to do the cartwheel and then dunk, I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, come on, man. I love you, Mike. Don't do that, man. But yeah, and then when he tried to do the I like the way he went with it, trying to copy old school dunks, like when they tried it, when they spin the wheel and whoever came up, that's the dunk you had to do. But I appreciate what he tried to do. But and then you got a guy when dunk contest ain't even in the NBA and would never be in the NBA. Like, you might well go out and get the street guys and bring them in.
That's what I've always said. Like, Matt McClung is the guy who has time to kind of figure this stuff out. This is his thing. This is his
goof off,
This is his highlight of his season. No disrespect, but this is what they call you in for to spicing up the dunk contest. Now my thing is, you're going to have to scrap the NBA guys because none of them, the ones that you want to see they're older now. We're never going to see LeBron. I don't think LeBron is a dunk contest type of dunker. I think he's a power in-game dunker.
Yeah.
We had our best years. We saw Zach LaVine in 2015 and 16. We saw Aaron Gordon in 26. We saw the best years that we're going to see of the dunk contest unless you go find some of these street hoopers who specialize in dunks, these YouTube stars who do that, and you put them on the main stage. No one cares about a name anymore. We just want to see some stuff we ain't never seen.
Yeah.
But it's weird because I think where the dunk contest went to shit was when Aaron Gordon got screwed in that dunk contest. So he should have won the dunk contest. No disrespect to Zach LaVine because that was the last great one. And you would never have another one like that.
Well, part of what makes the dunk contest great not only is the dunks, but it's the shootout between two stars. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like two guys that are just like, no, now I have to beat you. Now I'm going to pull out all the stops to whoop your ass in this. Yeah. That's what made it great. I mean, God, the greatest dunk contest ever with Jordan and Neek. I mean, that's what made that iconic, was just both of them going shot for shot. Who's got more in them? But you're also talking about two superstars in the NBA, which you just don't have that anymore. So, yeah, I feel like so much of what they do.
Because all our superstars now are 3-point shooters.
Right. But I feel just like so much of what they do on All-Star Weekend doesn't work anymore. And at some point, they really need to take a look at it and go, you know what? Let's kill this and go at it from a whole new angle. Because they've tried to kind of rejigger that thing 100 different ways. Like it was, okay, now we're going to let the team captains draft their teams. All right, we're going to scrap that.
I never liked
do something else. And it's just they keep trying to change it without getting rid of it. And I feel like you're at a point where you got to toss it.
I think when they did that, that's where it really started going downhill, because now you got guys sitting there like, you going to pick me last on the All-Star? This is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I just think that's when they started. Just keep it East and West. Keep it like that. Keep the, even I didn't like it when guys wore their individual uniforms. I hated that. I was like, just keep it original. Keep it like it used to be. And I think it would have been more competitive, and get guys out there that says, hey, if you don't want to play, say, hey, I'm not going to play. Sit on the sideline and let's, say use an all-star with an asterisk and put somebody. You going to be competitive? Yes or no? Yes, you can be in. You? Nope, you out. Put those, like they talking about moving it to like 15 guys. Yeah, move it to 15 guys, but have that stipulation on it. Are you going to come out?
Are you going to play?
Yeah.
Are you going to be coached?
Are you going to shoot 50-footers?
Okay, so you brought it up earlier. I didn't hit the number. I'll hit it now because you brought it up again. The East and West combined for 168 three-point attempts in the game. 168 times they chucked it up from. It was like every shot down the floor. Yeah. It was beyond stupid. It was like they would just throw Dame shooting from half court. I mean, what? Okay.
Do you really? Hey, and do you really want that MVP of an All-Star Game trophy?
I don't know. He got booed, by the way. Did you hear that at the end of the game? Let me play the audio. You can hear Dame Lillard getting booed when Adam announces him as the MVP. This is in Indianapolis.
Damian Lillard.
That crowd was
the Pacers in Milwaukee have had their back.
Yeah, they hate it.
So, of course, but so Dame Lillard is the first player in NBA history to win All-Star Game MVP and the three-point contest. So that's never happened before. So for whatever that's worth, I don't know how you name an MVP in that game. Nobody did.
I know.
Nobody did anything. Who did the most ridiculous shit gets the MVP in that game?
Points on the winning team.
I guess.
It's funny, but they should just you should have gave it to Halliburton. He's a hometown favorite.
Huh.
You should have gave it to him because it meant more to him, and he could did more for the NBA. Like, oh look, he's a hometown guy. He won the MVP.
Yeah, at least it would have resonated, but.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you the only aspect of this All-Star Weekend that the NBA has correct is the three-point contest, and that's easy because, in a sense, that's what everybody does.
That's what the league is.
Just get the best shooters out there.
Yeah, the league is that. Yeah, I don't know. I had to bring it up just because everybody was crapping all over it. So I had to talk about it.
I gotta say the Steph Curry, Sabrina Ionescu battle.
That was cool.
That's something that you could probably see that a few more times.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Or you pick out the best shooter in the WNBA, and then you pick out another best shooter in the NBA, and you put them against each other.
Yeah, square them off.
Yeah. I think you should have put 3 of the WNBA All-Stars, because I think it's almost like you want to do a WNBA All-Star game along with it, because the spotlight is bigger, because these girls can hoop, man, and I don't think they get enough love from the I should say the world, because they don't have the stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like yesterday, I was watching it. Not yesterday, but I think it was whenever USC was playing Georgia. I was like, oh shit, we got a good game, because Georgia was beating USC at halftime. But of course, USC, meaning South Carolina, came out and just stumped the brakes off them in the second half. But women's basketball, there's a lot of talent, and I just think this is a big stage to just add them to it. Also like the WNBA All-Star girls in that game. And I don't know if it'd be competitive or not, but that's something to give them some highlight, some love.
Yeah, definitely. I think to the the skills challenge and the 3-point challenge. I think you could really see a lot of the skill set really be shown and showcased on that big stage in those 2 events. As you saw Sabrina, she hit 26. She would have moved on to the next round.
And
in the regular 3-point contest.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Caitlin Clark, by the way, speaking of women's basketball, breaking the all-time NCAA women's scoring record last week. needed, I think, like 8 points to break it and posted like 40 or some shit. I mean, just it's fun to see women's basketball get the spotlight like that on times when normally it wouldn't. But unfortunately, it takes a Caitlin Clark breaking the women's scoring record to really kind of bring it into the forefront. So, yeah, I feel like the NBA can seize on all the things it does right and scrap the shit that doesn't work anymore in NBA All-Star Weekend. Bring the women's league into it, make it more of a fun, festive event that people like to enjoy to go watch, skills contest, lean into that stuff, man. But
and
lose the
shout
shit
out
that don't work, man.
And shout out to Gino Auriemma for passing up Coach K for the second most wins all time. Him and Coach Vanderveer out in Stanford. I think he's 8 behind her. So depending on, how long each one of them coach and depending on the games that you win, it's going to be interesting to see how that all winds up when it's said and done.
Going back to Caitlin, how about them chanting one more year? It's like, for me now, it's I don't think she should leave because she can make just as much money now in college as she was in the WNBA. You know what I mean? It's like, well,
she might make more. She might make more. Yeah, so I'm thinking because of the storyline around her, and she already has the record. Now it's like, how far can you separate yourself? She's got a national spotlight right now. I feel like there's more money to be made.
Until Juju catches her.
But there's
that damn Juju, boy, she can put up some numbers, man.
Yeah, but can't your endorsers follow you to the WNBA?
I don't know.
Yeah, but here's the thing is, there's a different type of love for college.
That's true.
Than there is the WNBA.
I get that.
I for me, it's no point in leaving school early. I think she, I know that's going to be some shit her and her family got to sit down and talk about, but I just think that you can do something like no one can probably, unless Juju catches that, you can put that number so far in the Raptors or so far in the atmosphere that nobody can catch it.
No one's going to sniff it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. We'll see what she does. But shout out to her for doing it. But they got a lot of work to do on the All-Star front. That's for damn sure. Can we talk about the story that wasn't a story?
Yeah.
LeBron to the Warriors. And the reason I say it wasn't a story is as soon as it broke, I was like, this smells like bullshit. And then everybody, the Warriors, Steph, LeBron. Here's LeBron at the All-Star game. I got LeBron at the All-Star game. Ernie asked him about it.
Golden State trying to acquire LeBron James, and how far did this go, and how much did you entertain that thought?
It didn't go far at all. I actually heard about it when everybody else heard about it. Obviously, Charles been in the league, Kenny been in the league, Shaq been in the league, and sometimes there's conversations happen behind closed doors that you don't even know about. And until, I guess, if it's real or not, then they'll bring it to you. But it never even got to me. So, I heard it when the reports dropped as well.
So he didn't even know. He had no clue what was going on, which means...
do you believe that?
I kind of don't, because I feel like nothing happens with LeBron James that LeBron James doesn't have some sort of a say in.
Hey, but here's the thing. I think when he tweeted that hourglass out, I'm sure everybody said, hey, do you want to trade it? I'm sure there's not a superstar in this league when something went down that with the organization, they don't sneak in there like rats and like, hey, can I get some? Can I get that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure probably someone sent it. I'm sure every day someone like, hey, I got some guys over here, some young guys. You want to trade that old man? So it happens. It happens to everybody.
I have a hard time believing that he would move on from the Lakers probably at all. Like it's hard for me. I don't really see a scenario in which he leaves LA. I feel like he's said as much this year. He said he wants to end his career there, and I don't really see it happening.
Hey, the only way he'd have went to San Francisco if Bronny James played at Cal or San Francisco.
Yeah,
that's
I guess,
the only
right?
way.
Otherwise,
he ain't leaving. He want to see his son play live.
Like,
I know he got the money and the means of travel to San Francisco, which is a 45-minute flight away, but still, yeah.
It was like the story that wasn't the story, though.
Mm-hmm.
But for me too, this also felt like a little bit of a PR grab for the Warriors. Don't forget about us. Don't forget about us.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. Like, I think the Lakers are going to scrap up an extension for him and for him to finish out his career as a Laker.
Agreed.
I think that's just what it's going to be.
Yeah. Rob, do you see any scenario where he's not a Laker?
Not at all.
Yeah, I can't either. Yeah, I can't either.
Unless you trading for Giannis.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, no. Can I ask you about your buddy, your best friend?
Sure.
Ty Lue.
Mm-hmm.
Getting bounced the other night, late in the game. This was right before the All-Star break, too. It's not so much that he got into it with the refs. It was this audio of him coming down the tunnel after the game was over. Listen to what Ty Lue's shouting, if you can make this out.
What the refs at now? Cheat! That's all they be doing. Got you one minute.
Where the refs at now? Cheating ass. That's all they've been doing is cheating. I'm going to kick him in the mouth. I'm going to kick him in the mouth.
I thought he said kiss him in the mouth.
No, he said kick him. Oh, kick him in the mouth.
Kiss him.
So I have a hard time believing he won't catch a fine for that.
He caught $35,000.
Oh, did he? Okay, I didn't see if he got fined or not for it after the
He got fined $35,000.
35, great. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. When you say the refs are cheating and you want to kick them, or kiss them for that matter, shit, you're probably going to catch a fine.
I think the player in him came out then because, think about the excitement of a guy winning the game when you feel like there's nothing going right call-wise. The player came out of it. That's what you love about Ty Lue. He still has that fire in him. He's not like, when these old coaches just going to like, just saunter back to the bus and be like, yeah, the refs gave us one. Or break out the computer and show you where the files were not the same.
My favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite. Rounded that.
I'll show the camera. I'll bring out the camera. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't see him get that kind of fired up like that often. That was pretty good.
He's going into the All-Star break. He was excited. He was ready to get home early.
Yeah, I guess.
All them coaches there's always something that can happen in the game. I don't care how calm a coach seems. They'll get there. They'll get there. And once they do, it's the calmest ones that usually take it like
go nuclear.
Yeah, because they don't go nuclear often.
Yeah.
So when I do go overboard, I'm going overboard just to let you know that it's there.
It all comes out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was funny. We have a couple coaching moves too. The Nets released Jaques Vaughn. He assumed the role 7 games into the season when Steve Nash was let go. He was 64-65 in his tenure with the Nets, went 0-4 in the playoffs. This happened right before the break after they lost by 50 to the Celtics.
I played with Jaques Vaughn, and he's a really nice guy. But when Jaques Vaughn went out and said he going to load management some guys for the Nets, when you're not freaking winning, that right there to me was like, dude, what the hell is going on? You need you guys to play to get some position. And right then, if I was, what's the guy name? I played with him too in San Antonio, the GM. I'd walk downstairs and come and say, you're fired now because you ain't got time to load manage guys when you suck. So you got to win every game if possible. But yeah.
I mean,
Kiwi.
I think the Nets are sort of, after they blew up their whole little project there with everybody, I feel like they're in kind of identity crisis mode. They don't really know who they are yet. They're trying to see if Ben Simmons is actually going to be worth anything in the long term, which he hasn't been, but there's so many questions around what they're trying to do and who they are. And I don't think he was the guy to give them like a very clear vision of what the team can do and how the future can go forward. And I feel like when you're a team like that, you have to have really kind of clear-cut direction and a strong voice and a very good idea of what you want to accomplish on the floor every night. And I just never got that vibe off of him.
Yeah, it's just that whole organization, think about when they were bought and sold and bought and sold, this coach, that coach, this GM, that GM. It's just, I don't know who owned the Nets. It's just been a disaster.
Isn't that Russian guy?
Yeah,
no, he sold it. I thought he sold it.
I don't know now.
Proko, whatever his name is, I can't remember. I did it. Who's a really nice guy.
Joe Tsai.
Yeah, Joe Tsai.
Yeah.
Because Prokhorov, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I just remember the Russian.
Yeah, I hung out with him in Russia. That's my first trip to Russia was with him and his crew, and so but no, it's been a disaster ever since they moved to Brooklyn. It's been a disaster.
Yeah, really,
it's
been back and forth. Yeah, I mean, look, it was never that great in New Jersey. So,
well, at least they did go to the finals 2 years in a row.
They did. But it was never all that great. But Brooklyn, and man, it just hasn't gelled for them. They got to get a little direction. I got a little directions to where they end up going. All right, well, we are going to play. I mean, look, it wouldn't be Black History Month if we didn't do a round of black crime or white crime. I actually had people calling me out on social media going, are you saying you're not going to play it because it's Black History Month? And I'm like, all right, God, fine. We will play it. We will disabuse the stereotypes.
And it better be all white crimes.
It's all the whole thing. White, you won the game, Rob. Congratulations. That's the show, everybody. No, we will do an honest-to-goodness version of black crime or white crime coming up here. Before we give out Big Shot of the Week, is there anything else you want to get to this week?
This is Black History Month. My favorite thing of all time from Saturday Night Live, Chevy Chase and Richard Pryor.
Oh my God! I think we've talked about this before because you could never air it again.
Yeah, that's the straight black crime, white crime right there.
Oh, they're just them sitting at the desk hurling insults and stereotypes back and forth at each other. Honky. Honky.
Can't do it today.
No way, man. But I mean, that's pretty much everything Richard Pryor did. Mm-hmm. Almost everything Richard Pryor did back in the day today would just melt people. They wouldn't even be able to comprehend it.
Where are the white women at?
Where are the white women at? Blazing Saddles. We were watching George Carlin the other day. Old George Carlin bits. And again, that's another one too, where it's like the political correctness of everything today. Man, George Carlin just fed on that, man. On that. People would want to burn him into the ground today. And he was celebrated.
The closest we got to that is Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, Dave's pretty well. Look, that's the thing too. Dave ain't afraid. Yeah. He'll go after any topic, any group of people. He has no fear. Yeah.
My favorite line is like when he talks about the LBG. He called him the alphabet. I'm like, dude, he's so funny.
He's good.
He just goes off on everybody.
All right, let's do Big Shot of the Week, and then we'll do Black Crime or White Crime. Big Shot of the Week is going to go to South Bend police officer Stephanie Northcutt. Officer Northcutt received a call about a stray dog, a Doberman Pinscher in the neighborhood, who had its snout zip-tied shut.
What?
That's some shit right there. She came out, she cut the dog free. The dog, of course, immediately bonded with her, and this week she adopted it and brought it home, and that is now her dog. So I don't know why. Like, there's people that do great stuff every week, but people that go the extra mile to help animals, I think there's something incredibly noble and selfless about that, and I thought it deserved Big Shot of the Week because I just thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. My wife she loves dogs. She loves animals, and she sits there and she started looking at these, and I'm like, "Can we?" I'm like, "Nope, no, we're not." Even, and it's not me being evil. We don't have the room. We don't. It's like we already got 3 dogs in the house as is, and she's like, "We just want another dog." I'm like, "Nope, we ain't got enough room."
You got 3 nice-sized dogs, too.
Exactly. And they eat good right here, man. I'm at the pet store every day getting that fresh pet. Yeah. Because that's the only thing she'll feed them. I'm like, that shit expensive. Yeah. I'm like, they eat better than me.
Oh, yeah, no. Our cats eat better than I eat. Yeah, no. Our cats get this shit called Royal Canine. I'm like, I'm not eating anything with Royal in the name. So you're automatically winning. Yeah.
We went from Royal Canine to Pet Fresh. I think it's called Pet Fresh.
Okay.
It's the one you have to put in the refrigerator.
Oh, like, yeah.
She's just taking over the refrigerator in our room. I'm like, man, this is my refrigerator for my wine and my water.
No, now it's the dog's refrigerator. Yeah. Deal with it, asshole. This belongs to the dog now. But
I found now that it's a certain pet. I ain't gonna say it on it because people might go there and buy it all up, but it's like $10 cheaper at this one pet place than other pet places. So I drive across town and buy it over there. I get like 10 of them at one time and bring them home. I'm walking out there like doing curls and shit because this shit's so heavy.
Why don't you just get online, man? I think everything's cheaper online somewhere.
No, it's not. We tried it online.
Really?
It's not cheaper. Yeah, because you have to keep it. You have to keep it in the refrigerator because it's like it made out of like the real shit. So
yeah, I guess the foo-foo shit's not cheaper anywhere, no matter where you go. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Oh, I don't even have the music. Oh no! Hold on, let me get the music real quick. We can't play the game without the music. It just wouldn't work. It just doesn't work without the music. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. I got it now. There we go. All right. It is a Black History Month.
I love this music.
of Black Crime or White Crime. We haven't played this game in a minute either, so any excuse to bring it back. All right. You know how this works. I have 8 stories. You just got to tell me, was the perpetrator black or white? Story number 1. A note to this New York man. When you're running a meth lab, it's probably best not to call the cops when someone breaks into it. Suffolk County Police reached the scene. Officers found broken glass at the entrance to the lab and eventually realized it was secretly manufacturing and pumping out methamphetamine and other controlled substances. So dude who called the cops because someone broke into my meth lab. Black or white?
Black people don't deal with meth.
It's white crime.
Is that true though? It's, okay.
No, it's not fully true.
Okay.
But I don't know too many black folks that deal with meth.
I will tell you that I'm watching Breaking Bad again right now, and you're right. There's no black folks in that show. It's a show about meth, and there's one black guy, and he's the kingpin, and that's it. Yeah. This was Matthew Lewinsky. 23-year-old white guy. So yeah, it's a point for both of you. Very good. All right, story number 2.
As soon as you said meth, white.
Meth, white.
You said crack.
Well, he was cooking other controlled substances, whatever that means. A wild video in story number 2 shows the moment a group of thieves in Oakland yanked an entire bank ATM out of the ground, hitched it to the back of the van with a rope, and then dragged it across the road while it was sending sparks flying through the air.
What the hell is this, Fast and Furious?
I know. Witnesses who filmed the wild heist told the news they saw several individuals involved in the threat, and they are still at large. A group of individuals who tied a rope to an ATM and dragged that shit down the middle of the street. Black guys, white guys.
This could go either way.
They in Oakland, man. They black.
I was gonna say, but I was leaning black anyway, though.
I almost said, listen to the clues, John.
Oakland, black, man.
Yeah, I think they're black.
Yeah, it's a group of black guys. Yeah. I feel like the first couple stories, I give you a couple tells.
I know, right? It's so funny. I'm watching that. Cocaine Cowboys 2.
Oh, okay.
The guys from Oakland.
Yeah.
And he's talking about with Griselda. So yeah, I'm watching that right now. Okay. So.
All right. Story number 3. So far, you're both 2 for 2. We have a stalker who's also an interior designer in our next story. He's been breaking into the homes of the women he's been stalking. He even took the time to rearrange one of the victim's furniture. Once inside the victim's home, he allegedly nabbed their underwear, debit and credit cards, weapons, and anything else he can get his hands on. And in one instance, decided to move furniture around the home to rearrange it. So, stalker breaks in, rearranges the furniture. Black guy, white guy.
Only reason I'm leaning white because usually black people, if they're gonna do all that, you said it was a stalker though.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not just a regular thief.
No, it's a stalker. So he was eventually breaking into the women's homes.
He's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he's stealing and rearranging furniture.
I'm gonna go white, man, because I don't think a black man or a black woman gonna take the time to rearrange some furniture because that's a tale. That's just tipping me off. So I'm gonna go with white on this one.
Yeah, it's the rearranging of the furniture that's throwing me off. And I'm going to go, I'm going to say a white dude.
But then again, on the flip side of that, if when black people have their mind, you should have had this shit like this. You know what? I'm going to just fix it for you.
Point taken. So are you sticking with your guess?
I'm sticking with white guy.
Okay.
White girl, white person.
Harp, you sticking with white?
Yeah.
This was 38-year-old Jacob Smart, white guy. Yeah, there you go.
I got scared when you said smart because all I could think of was Keith Smart.
Marcus Smart breaking into people's. No, stop with that. All right, story number 4. If you steal a bunch of plumbing tools from a local store, it's best to probably not call an Uber as your getaway car. The burglar ransacked a plumbing store in Denver when he called a ride share to come pick him up. Unfortunately, the store owner already caught him on camera, called 911, and the cops showed up to pick him up instead of the Uber and took his ass straight to log up. So, dude breaks into a store, robs it, calls an Uber as his getaway car. Black guy or white guy?
I think he black.
I think he white.
This was an unidentified white assailant.
Oh, man.
Robert Ory with the point from downtown.
First of all,
from downtown.
A black man gonna have somebody there with the car running and say, "Yo, man, run, go, let's go."
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Are a lot of black folks stealing plumbing supplies? That was the other thing in the story that kind of just.
I don't know. Why are you
gonna all the stores you're gonna ransack? You're gonna ransack a plumbing supply store?
Hey, when I go into a plumbing store, I hardly see any black people in there, man. It's all white and Mexicans.
The hell you got? Wow.
I don't see that many black
took a
folks,
fun little
man.
twist. It's always whites and Mexicans. My goodness.
I go to Home Depot, man. I don't ever see anybody black in that store, man. It's either white or Mexicans in there.
Oh my God! Now that I think about it, you're right. It's usually idiots like me going, "Do you know where we have more of these?" Aisle 7, you moron. Okay, thanks.
But then again, it could be where I live.
Well, that might be it too. All right, story number 5. Robert Ory's up a point. Florida man wanted by the cops tried to throw them off his trail by placing a big sign outside of his house on a big whiteboard that says, "Johnny Yates does not live here." It didn't work. They arrested him on charges of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and tampering with evidence charges. So, dude who wrote, "Johnny Yates does not live here" on a big whiteboard in front of his house. And got caught anyway. Black guy or white guy.
That is such a black thing to do. I don't know why, but it's just something.
Did his mama go out there and write it on the whiteboard?
I don't know. It was. I will tell you what though. It was. I saw the picture. It's very clean, pristine handwriting. It doesn't look like a man's handwriting. So I feel like someone wrote that for him.
I'm gonna say this was a black man.
Do you think Johnny Yates is a black man? Okay, Rob, what do you think?
I'm going black crime too.
Oh man, both of you coming up short on this one. Johnny Yates is a white guy.
Hey, you know what? It's crazy, Johnny. I don't like to do that by names all the time because you can be surprised. But Johnny Yates,
yeah, I know it feels.
I wonder
why
that
Caucasian. Yeah, I know. I got
a little bit.
Leads into the Caucasian a little bit. Yeah, but I'm a dad. Johnny Yates does not live here. Oh well, we must have the wrong house. Let's keep moving. A whiteboard has never lied to us. All right, story number 6. It's definitely annoying trying to eat a large Subway sandwich that hasn't been cut in half, but one Florida man took it too far. Per an arrest report, this customer became agitated with the female Subway worker after finding out his sandwich was not separated. Words were apparently exchanged, and he began causing a disruptive scene and threw the sandwich at the girl working on the counter. He was arrested on misdemeanor charges. Black guy, white guy.
Well, hold on. I'm going to tell you this. I'm gonna tell you why I think this is a black crime.
Okay.
I was going to say the same thing.
Because black people like their sandwich cut.
Well, I don't care what type their sandwich cut.
No. I get it. But I'm talking about any and every type of sandwich. Like whether it be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like we adamant about our sandwich being cut a certain type of way. So if you're going to give us the sandwich as a whole, I can see one of us flipping out because it ain't been cut. Like a white person be like, okay, they made whatever. But us, we're going to handle that a certain type of way. Oh, no, you going to cut my sandwich.
If I pay for this, hey, I want it all.
The line of logic is losing me entirely.
Hey, let me just say this. He's so right. It's like, hey, I paid for my sandwich, and in the payment, you supposed to cut it. Dang it, you supposed to cut my sandwich.
Cut my sandwich.
Included in the cost of the sandwich is a knife slice down the middle. How hard is that?
Yeah.
Man.
I paid for the full experience. Give me my experience.
Okay. So, black guy, white guy.
Black.
Wow. This customer's name was Albert Barros. That's a black guy. Yeah. It was a black guy. All right, now, I have so many questions about this line of logic, though, so I don't know how far down the rabbit hole we go. If you get sake of argument, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, how do you require it cut?
Diagonally.
Corner to corner?
Corner to corner, yes.
Okay.
Not across.
I want triangles. Rob, is it triangles or does it matter?
I don't want my PB&J cut.
Oh, you're a psychopath that eats it whole? Like one giant,
yeah.
You're a crazy person.
It's certain. I'm not a big, only time, if I get a sub, I want it cut. But a regular sandwich, I don't want it cut because I'm lazy. I feel like now if I eat it, I got to have one slice in this hand. Like I just want to hold.
You got to eat both slices at the same time? You're double fisting it? Is that what?
No. I'm just saying, just give me one sandwich. Because it all boils down to how the sandwich fits in my hand. Because I don't want it cut.
Well, you got big hands, so you don't count. Well, we're going to take you out of the equation. You got some big ass hands. So an uncut sandwich is probably like a half a sandwich to the rest of it.
Matter of fact, I don't even want a PB&J. I want a Crustable.
You want an Uncrustable? Okay.
I want a Uncrustable. Yeah, that's my favorite.
This man, that man want a Uncrustable.
That is some frozen trash, man. The Uncrustable.
Hey, no, it's not. Don't you dare talk about it.
Oh, no, it is. It's terrible, dude. It's not good.
What football team eats like 2,000 of them? I think, is it the Ravens?
I remember seeing
I remember that story.
I remember who it is, but I remember seeing the story,
That's the best. I guarantee you, if your wife brings something home and sit it in there when you like late night snack, and you don't have to actually break out the peanut butter and the jelly, just grab one and keep it moving.
Garbage food. At least have the courtesy to make a Hot Pocket, and have it 900,000 degrees on the outside and frozen solid in the middle, like all Hot Pockets should be served. All right, story number 7. Police in Georgia say a woman showed up at a Waffle House pretending to be an employee, then worked for 2 hours before opening the register and walking out with cash. It's not clear what she did as an employee or why nobody questioned her presence. But eventually she was captured on CCTV accessing the register tablet, opening the register, and stealing the money. So a woman walks into a Waffle House, pretends to work there for 2 hours, and then robs the place. Black lady, white lady.
Oh, that's a black lady.
You in Georgia. I was going to say black, but I'm going to go white on this one. I'm going to go with white.
That's a black lady there.
That is an unidentified black woman. So yeah, that's very good, B. So what tipped you off to that being a black woman?
Because it's Georgia.
Instinct?
No,
Georgia?
No, it's not because of Georgia. Because it depends on where Georgia we're talking about. It just seemed. I think she figured, well, let me go in here and put in a couple of hours, and make it look like I work here. So then I can. It's not like I'm running in here and taking it out of the cash register. Let me become one of the people. Okay. And then while I'm in here doing my thing, let me do my thing. Okay. So I don't know what it just seemed
stuck
like
out to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what, but
interesting. All right, last story. Let's see how this breaks out. It was a loaded diaper at the airport, but not the way you think. Security officers at New York's LaGuardia Airport found 17 bullets concealed in a disposable baby diaper. The passenger initially claimed he didn't know who put the bullet-filled diaper in the bag, and then later blamed it on his girlfriend. So he got arrested at the airport for having 17 bullets hidden in a baby diaper, and then blamed it on his girlfriend.
It's so many
black guy, white guy. Oh, go, man. Do it. That's some shit.
No, I'm going to stay away from that one. I'm going to just say, bullets in a diaper.
17 bullets wrapped up in a diaper. How do you think that they're not going to catch it at the airport?
I want to say white guy on this one. I was thinking with it. I would say white guy on this one. Okay. We're going to say white guy.
Okay. Harp Dog.
17 bullets in the diaper.
Hey, but really think about it, B, this is the most racist one he could have at the end of the shit.
17 bullets in a diaper?
It's the funniest story on the whole sheet. That's why I put it last, because it's just like ridiculous.
It could go back to all those quote unquote jokes about brothers and their kids and brothers.
I didn't say he had it wrapped in 15 different baby diapers. I didn't say that.
And you said he blamed it on his girlfriend.
Blamed it on his girlfriend, and then went to jail.
I went white guy.
Jeez, man. I'm gonna go. I'm leaning towards white guy too. I'm gonna go white.
Well, you're both going white guy. All right. Well, do you really believe that I would end the Black History Month version of a story like that with a black guy? No, yes. You're both right. It's a white guy. Yeah, you're both right. It's a white guy. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Come on now. I didn't make any of the jokes. I just put the story last. So.
You're not Travis Kelce taking credit for the fade?
Oh, wow. No.